I am gaming. I am gaming. I am gaming podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Ivica. Thank you so much for being on the latest episode of I'm Gaming Podcast. This is a podcast about the video game industry, entrepreneurship, gaming nostalgia, book promotion, and many more cool and interesting things I find to be in the same realm of business and creative ventures. Like always, first and foremost, please check out all of my amazing, really cool Patreon supporters in the description below. You can also see them at the end of this video, the list of all of my Patreon supporters who make I'm Gaming Podcast possible. Without your generous, amazing donations, I wouldn't be able to continue making these episodes, and that same means a lot to me, which is really awesome, and you are all awesome as well. If everyone else, of course, would like to check out my Patreon page, please do so in the description below, and I would love to promote your venture as well. In return, in a big thanks from me for your support through Patreon. So, this is episode 172, and in it I'm talking about a simple promotional mechanism that you can use basically for anything, but the most effective, at least in my view, means of employing the same promotion is to promote your indie books. So I am a writer of indie books. I write them as non-fiction short pieces that you can find on Amazon. There are millions like me, and I have 6 books presently selling on Amazon. A big thing, and I talked about this often in my podcast, related to the process of selling indie books, is to figure out a way to promote them. Of course, the most effective way is to pay for your promotion, either through Amazon or through some other social media or third-party provider of promotion, but that costs money. Instead, I was always looking for, and I believe I found at least one means of doing the same, through a social network, in this case Twitter, where you can simply promote your books day in, day out and get results. Of course, those results won't be huge, but they will be relevant for sure. Now, how do you do that? Well, basically it's super simple. You take as many books as you have. In my case, it's 6 books. I'm actively promoting only 4 actually, because one fared really badly. That's my first book, and I got a lot of bad feedback for it, so I basically don't promote it anymore. And another one is really niche. It's focused on crypto markets and how to get into crypto, which is something that it was relevant a few years ago, but now not so much. And also people tend to find that information through other means. So I don't actually exert that much effort on promoting it. But the other 4 books I do promote, especially my last one, which is my longest one, and the one that I most got invested into, through this concept. First of all, you create a Google Docs document or a spreadsheet, it doesn't matter, and you write as many promotional tweets for as many books as you want to promote. In my case, it's 4 books, and you divide them over a period of 5 days or 4 days or 3 days, no matter how many books you have. Each promotional tweet is a single day. You write that tweet, you place a link in it, and you also add relevant hashtags. There are means to do that, and I'm going to talk about that in my future episodes, most likely my next episode. But for now, it's simply one that you try to figure out the relevant keywords for your book, whatever your book might be about. For example, if it's fantasy, you add fantasy, indie author, writing community, all of that jazz. You have a bunch of means to find the keywords and then turn them into hashtags. And you have your predefined tweet. Then you set it out through those days. I promote my books from Monday to let's say Friday, actually, because even though it's 4 books, I promote one twice per week. So I tweet out, it doesn't matter at what time of day. There are also ways to, how should I put that, optimize the same process. But for starts, you simply set to yourself, I'm going to tweet about my books, the same tweet each day during the workday week. So on Monday, I'm promoting my book 1. On Tuesday, I'm promoting book 2. On Wednesday, I promote book 3. on Thursday book 4, and on Friday again book 1, for example. Using the same exact tweet. I don't write tweets from the get-go every time differently. I use the same exact wording, same exact tweet, as if I would have a small ad running, which I don't pay, which I push out individually. The results of that process are there for sure. I started doing that with the start of 2023, and my book sales are significantly better than they were for the same period last year. It's not going to be a game changer, but there is a sort of a effect that builds up. There is a process that comes and goes. Of course, you can have a lot of tweets and no sales, but if you do this constantly and diligently, this will add up to sales. Of course, it won't be like you push out a tweet promoting, for example, book 2, and then immediately someone buys a book 2, but you'll see that in 5 days or 10 days, someone will buy book 2, usually getting it from the same tweet, finding it through hashtags or who knows how. With this process, you're kind of building up a small base, promotional base, that is still very solid. It's again not going to be a huge change. You have to use Twitter, of course, and everything else. It shouldn't use Twitter only for this. You should have your account that you use it, you tweet other stuff as well. But through all of your tweets, you will have your promo tweets as well, and they will add up to sales. That's for sure. But you have to keep going week in and week out. So it's a system that's no-brainer. You have to invest, let's say, 20 minutes to write tweets for all of your books. If you have a single book, then you just promote it on day 1, day 3, and day 5, for example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you have more like me, you can switch them on, mix them up, but the concept remains the same. You promote them constantly and diligently using the predefined material, so you don't have to think the tweet out, write it every time, consider what's happening, what should be the wording, what should be the hashtags you're using. You're always using the same ones. You can optimize this over time if you figure out something better, but then when you optimize it, you again use the same template tweet, let's call it like that, again and again and again, knowing that it's not going to produce results immediately. Chances are really small that someone will see the tweet and buy the book immediately, but it will make a difference. Slowly through branding, people will become aware of your book or books, and then through sales. Again, it will take time, it will take effort, but through this mechanism of writing the tweets, setting them out over days for each week, and then pushing them out each week, you will get results. There is no doubt about it. The scope of those results and the effect of those results is debatable, and you'll see it, and you'll have to probably improvise something when you're choosing the right keywords and stuff like that. But over time, you'll learn what works better, what doesn't. You'll optimize them, but more importantly, you'll have that steady, small, but rock solid base for your promo. So there you have it. If you're indie author on Twitter or indie author in general, think about this mechanism. I would love to hear what you think about it in general. If you're already using something like this, how is it working for you? Everything would be awesome if you could leave those information in the comment section below. That's it for episode 172. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I'm glad to have you around. Please consider supporting me on Patreon. Consider checking out my books on Amazon. Links are in the description below. But also check out all of my Patreon supporters and their amazing ventures. Of course, if you would like to tell me thank you for all of this, you can do it simply, easily, and cheaply by just subscribing to my channel, leaving a like, and being here for my new video. That's all for me. Thanks again for listening. Thanks again for watching. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you in precisely 7 days from now. Until then, bye bye.